Imagine your brain is like a whiteboard. You have edges. Your to-do list on Asana, Trello doesn't. And that mismatch is why you feel like the work never ends, because you don't have an end for your tasks. Let me say something that might annoy the productivity crowd. Your task manager isn't organizing your life. It's quietly deleting your boundaries, because the list doesn't have edges. It can take an infinite amount of tasks, which means everyone else begins to think you can take an infinite amount of tasks too. And that's why you can get so much done and still feel like a failure at the end of the day. If you're a professional, a business owner, even a parent, this isn't about discipline. It's about the fact that tools you use have no bottom, they have no end. But your life has time limits, your life has boundaries. Before we go any further, I need you to hear me clearly. You're not lazy, you're not behind because you're weak, and you're not failing because you can't manage your time, whatever that means. Most of the pressure you feel comes from trying to perform like a machine inside of a system that never stops asking for more. And if you've ever sat down at night, finally with some quiet, only to realize your brain is still buzzing with unfinished tasks, I get it. That happens. That's not a personality flaw. That's a design problem. That's a systems problem. Picture a team member, maybe it's you. They've got real responsibilities, projects, deadlines, people waiting on them. Their calendar is stacked. Their inbox is full. Their brain is doing that constant math. Okay, what can I drop? What can I delay? What can I juggle? How can I do all of this? Now feel that weight yourself. It sucks. It's hard. You're trying to be excellent at work. You're trying to be present at home. And you're trying to be functioning, human, somewhere in between. Then your boss walks in. Your manager walks in, calm and confident, like it's nothing. Hey, quick thing. We need to add a new project. Now, you're holding that stress. Maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your head. The managers don't get it. The clients don't see it. And your families might not feel it. But the truth is, there is a limit on your time, especially if you want to have a life outside of work, because you know what's coming next. If you say yes to your boss, something else is going to break. It might be sleep, it might be your mood, it might be your patience, it might be dinner at the table with your family. Those basketball games or soccer games that you're not able to be there for because you said yes. This is where my mentor, Walter, changed how I saw this whole picture of time. I was telling him I have so much work to do and I'm not even sure what I should be working on, and more keeps coming. Walter didn't tell me to go color code my calendar. He didn't recommend a new app. He pulled out a simple concept that hit me square in the face. He talked about the whiteboard. He said, imagine all of your work, maybe just for the next 3 weeks, but imagine all of your work on this physical whiteboard. And in my mind, I saw it immediately. I saw my task list. I saw all the lines, all the things, the deadlines, the projects, notes crammed in the corners to try to remember. Been there. Then he said, now imagine your boss walking in and say, let's add more. Here's the part that stuck with me. Most people respond by trying to find more space on their whiteboard. Maybe a bigger whiteboard, maybe smaller handwriting. That equates to what? Longer hours, more work, sacrificing at home. But Walter said, don't buy a bigger board. Have a better conversation. Because a whiteboard has edges, it forces honesty. There's a frame around the board that you can't go beyond. So instead of absorbing more work silently, adding to the burden, you point to the board and say, here's what is on my plate that we've already discussed for the next 3 weeks. What should I take off of this board in order to add this new project? Now, maybe you weren't able to say that or don't feel like you could say that. Maybe you don't feel safe being that direct with your boss, with your client, or with your spouse. But the brilliance isn't the exact sentence. It's the frame. When you see that frame, things can change. So here's the principle. The whiteboard is honest about capacity. Your Asana, your Trello, your Jira, your Jobber, whatever it is, Your tools, your tech, they don't show you your capacity. A digital list has no edges, it has no frame. So it quietly teaches everyone, including you, that more can always be added without anything being removed. And that's why high performers end up living in this constant state of invisible overcommitment, because nobody can see the board in your head. Nobody can see the trade offs you're making between life, family, enjoyments, delights, and work. They just see you say yes and assume you'll figure it out. But your family feels the cost. The quality can feel the cost. Your body feels the cost. So does your patience. So, if you want one simple framework that changes how you operate, here it is. Show, sort, shield. You show the board. Make your capacity visible to others. You sort the priorities. Force the trade-off decision. Hey, this is what we discussed. What do you want me to delay, defer, or delete? Then you shield what matters. You must protect your life outside of work and inside of work. If it's not on your job description, you can say that. Even if you don't feel like you should, you can. Because there is work to do that only you can do. So focus on you doing it. So if saying, what should I push back, feels too blunt to your boss, here's a softer version that maybe keeps the same power and allows you to take that weight off of you and give it to the decision maker. Happy to take this on. Just can you help me reprioritize? Which of these is less important? Because now they have to think beyond what's on their mind right now. Or you can say, I can do this well, but maybe not on top of everything else. So what can we move around? So allow them to come into a conversation rather than just a decision. And this isn't just work. This is parenting, this is marriage, this is friends, and all these other commitments, because the same thing happens at home. One more request, one more commitment, one more, oh, can you just? And suddenly you're maxed out. But you look fine on the outside because the system you're using never shows you're full. So there are 3 ways people try to solve this when their board is full. We'll cover them in a future video, but before that launches, I want you to comment below with what you think those 3 options are. We'll see if you're right. For now, I want to drive this home. Your whiteboard gets full. The tech you use does not. And that's okay, as long as you live in light of the truth. Because when you respect the edges, you stop living like you're failing and start operating like someone who's actually in charge. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your comments below, and I look forward to catching you on the next video.